Okay, guys. So to close the night, I'm reading about digital advertising fraud, and still it's costing people like billions of dollars a year. And when I say people, it's not like regular people, like individuals like you and me. I'm talking about like car companies, Mazda, Toyota, Procter and Gamble, Sony, all those stuff, right? Your company, your small business, if you advertise online, you pay the bill. It might go to like fraudster. So the latest big one in 2018, wow, is a Newsweek. Oh my God. So Newsweek, okay, and Newsweek would say, no, we did not engage in advertising fraud because we didn't make any money off it. All right. So, but of course, it's in the news. It's making headlines. So, so I'm allowed to say I read the newspaper, right? Like, so I'm allowed to say. So the biggest one is of recent memory in 2018, and it's only March 2018, is Newsweek Media Group. And so, oh my goodness. So what happened there is advertising fraud in terms of like websites and digital media. The funny thing is like these words are just digital words. Only if you do this for a living, you understand it, and then you try to use ordinary words, and a lot of people just get lost in explanation. So what happens is this, okay? So you know we have an idea of what ad impression, right? What an ad impression is, and but a lot of people aren't really sure. So, but they know what a load is: a page load, an image load, or a hit. When I get a hit on my web page, right? So when you load a web page, different elements will load. The image will load, and then the text will load. So each time something like that loads, it your server gets a hit. So when the picture loads, you get a server hit, you get an image hit, right? So an impression is like an image hit, right? So every time the ad loads on a server, you get a hit, right? You get a paid image load, ad load, right? And so they get a website like Newsweek gets like so many people, like maybe 100,000, a million readers a day. So every time a reader loads a web page, different things will load. The cover photo, and then so that's cover photo hit, right? And then the ad hit, right? And then the text hit, right? So one web page has like several hits, but when you're selling ads, you're only talking about the ad hit each time the ad loads. So say last month, right? A million people came, right? And it resulted in like 10 million ad hits, ad loads, right? So a million people, right? And like they came 10 times, and each time they came, it loaded an ad. That's 10 ad hits, 10 ad loads, right? So that works out 10 million uh, ad hits, 10 million ad loads, 10 million ad impressions, right? So every time an ad loads, it's an impression. Say sometimes you got an ad, at the bottom of the page, but you never make it there, it doesn't load, right? So it doesn't count as an ad impression. So what has happened in the past, sometimes if you got an ad at the bottom of the page, but you never scroll down to the bottom, sometimes they commit ad fraud by simulating the ad load, ad hit, ad impression as if you did scroll down, and so the publisher gets an extra ad impression. Why does that matter? Because if these ads aren't free, you know what I mean? If you run a store, you pay for an ad. But if it never loaded because it's at the bottom and they pretend that it loaded, you pay them as if thinking it loaded in front of somebody's face. You understand? When you load a web page and the cover photo comes up, it comes up in front of your face. Same with the ad. But if it never load, even though it said it did, nobody saw your ad. So that's one form of ad fraud. In the Newsweek case, though, it's totally different. What happened was this. They bought traffic from like overseas, right? So I don't know where, but I can already tell the arrangement. It was like this. We'll buy traffic. Traffic means like visitors, right? So nowadays on the web you can buy visitors. You know, and how they supply you with visitors, like they might promote you all over other websites and stuff. So you can buy visitors. So Newsweek bought visitors, saying, for like, $10,000, we want another million visitors. And then that supplier might like promote Newsweek all over different websites, like gossip websites or WikiHow and stuff. And then if you see a Newsweek article on the side, you might click it. That's how they deliver visitors to Newsweek. And what happened is they made this deal to bring in like visitors to Newsweek, and how they would get paid is that the people bring, like the supplier of visitors, right, sell advertising, right? And so the visitors they bring will see their ads first, right? And then once, and you sell ads by impressions, right? So say if you have a portfolio of like one advertiser, and you have like a shelf space of like 1 million impressions or 1 billion impressions, let's say like a giant portal like MSN, you won't be able to sell it all to one advertiser because it's so expensive, right? Because it's priced like per 1,000 impressions. But I can already see the deal. The visitors we bring to Newsweek sees our ads that we've been able to sell first, right? And then once that supply is exhausted, they'll start seeing Newsweek ads that Newsweek sold to, Newsweek sold themselves. So what happened was, I guess Newsweek never actually made any money because what happened was those advertisers that came to Newsweek's site apparently saw a bunch of porno ads first. Yeah. So the suppliers, Newsweek went out and bought visitors for their website. And these visitors, when they came to Newsweek, they didn't see like regular ads that you and I would see. They saw porno ads. Yeah. They saw tons of porno ads. So Newsweek got dinged, one, for showing pornographic ads, right? And two, and in second place, even though Newsweek never made money off those ads and from those visitors, just the fact that they can say last month, double the number of people came to our website. They can just say that in the media. Their salespeople can say that. Just last month, twice the number of people came to our website as usual. That alone, they can make money off. So it's a bit fraudulent. If not, the word of the moment, disingenuous. If not fraudulent, it's a little bit disingenuous. So that's Newsweek.